Hello students, good morning and welcome to another lecture of physics. I am your tutor Meet, and in this lecture we are going to discuss about example based on parallax method. If you remember, in last lecture we have discussed about parallax method and how to find the size of a planet, right? Method which is used to find the distance of planet from the earth as well as to find the size of the planet. And we have solved, I think, one example based on that method. Now in this lecture we are going to solve something around 3 examples based on this parallax method. Right. So let us start by writing the formula for parallax method. So parallax method is, for parallax method is used to find last distance. So for parallax method we know that capital D is d by theta, where capital D is the distance of a given planet from Earth, B is the size of Earth, or you can say that the diameter of Earth, and theta angle is angle of parallax or parallax angle. Right. In the same way, for size of planet, we have formula D is equal to alpha into capital D. Same method, same formula, right? We have just changed the symbol. Instead of P, we are writing small d, and instead of angle theta, we are writing alpha. Otherwise, you can see if you multiply theta over here, so theta into d is P. So same way, d is alpha into d, where d is small d is the size of the planet which we want to find. Alpha is the angle made at Earth by the two different locations of the planet, and capital D is the distance between Earth and that planet. So these two formulas we have already derived in our last lecture. Now let us start with some example based on this. Example number 2.4. Example 2.4. In this example, sun's angular diameter is measured, right? It is given. The angular diameter of the sun is given. The distance of the sun from the surface of Earth is also given, and we have to find the diameter of the sun. So you can say that the sun's angular diameter is measured to be, the sun's angular diameter is measured to be 1920 seconds. Sun's angular diameter is measured to be 1920 seconds. The distance d, of the sun from the earth is, remember this distance you have to remember for your exam point of view, right? This distance might not be given in many examples. The distance of sun from earth is 1.496 into 10 raised to 11 meter. 1.496 into 10 raised to 11 meter. So the sun's angular diameter is measured to be 1920 seconds. The distance d of the sun from the earth is 1.496 into 10 raised to 11 meter. What is the diameter of the sun? What is the diameter of the sun? It is what is the size of the sun, right? So according to the formula of size of the planet, you can directly write given. Let us say first we will make list of given data. Given in this, alpha is given as 1920 seconds. Now we want to convert this into radian, right? So the conversion is quite simple. 1920 into pi by 180 into 60 into 60. Okay, this will be in radian. Alpha we have converted into radian. The distance capital D is given as 1.496 into 10 raised to 11 meter. Now just we have to use the formula. We know that D is equal to alpha D, and we want to find this D, right? You can write somewhere here D is equal to question mark. So D is equal to alpha D. Here alpha is 1920 pi. Instead of pi I will write 3.14 over 180 into 60 into 60 into capital D is 1.496 into 10 raised to 11. So if we multiply this, we will get 1920 into 3.14 into 1.496. So the answer will be, this will be equal to 9019.0848 into 10 to the power 11 divided by 180 into 60 into 60 will give us 648000. So therefore D will be equal to, diameter of sun D will be equal to 9019.0848 divided by 648000. You will get 0.0139 into 10 to the power 11. Now shift 2 points on the right hand side, 1, 2. So if you shift 2 points on the right hand side, you will get 1.39 into 10 raised to 11 minus 2, because we are shifting 2 points on the right hand side, so minus 2. So this will be 1.39 into 10 to the power 9 meter. So this will be the diameter of the sun. So you can see that by using the method for finding size of the planet, you can easily find the size of the sun, that is the diameter of the sun. In fact, we can find the diameter of any planet by using this method. Clear? Now the next example based on parallax method is from our exercise. Exercise 2.24, or you can say that unsolved example 2.24. So we will write unsolved example. Unsolved example 2.24 or exercise 2.24, whatever you want to write, right? Generally I will write unsolved example 2.24. Now in this example it is given that we have to find the diameter, so we have to calculate the diameter of Jupiter. In this example we have to find the diameter of the Jupiter, and distance of Jupiter from the Earth is given, and the angle made by the two observations from the Earth is also given. So let us say when the planet Jupiter, Jupiter is at a distance of when the planet Jupiter is at a distance of 824.7 million kilometer. 824.7. Let us write million kilometer. Million means 10 raised to 6, or let us write 10 million. 824.7 million kilometer from the Earth. Its angular diameter is measured to be 35.72 degree from Earth. Its angular diameter is measured to be 35.72 second of arc. Calculate the size of the Jupiter. So always we'll start with making list of given data given. So in this example you can see that Jupiter is at a distance of 824.7 million kilometer. So distance capital D is given as 824.7 million kilometer. So that is equal to 824.7. Million means 10 raised to 6 kilometer. 1 million is 10 raised to 6, right? Now the SI unit of distance, right? The SI unit of length or distance is meter, and here it is given in kilometer. So we will convert this into meter. So you can say that this is 824.7 into 10 raised to 6 into 10 raised to 3 meter. So this will be equal to 824.7 into 10 raised to 9 meter. This is the distance of Jupiter from Earth. Now the angular diameter is measured to be 35.72 seconds. So angular diameter is nothing but the angle made by the diameter of Jupiter with Earth. Angle subtended by the diameter of Jupiter with Earth. Right. So you can say that alpha here is 35.72 seconds, but we want in radian. Obviously angle for us should always be in radian. So 35.72 into pi by 180 into 60 into 60 radian. This is how we will convert second into radian. And we have to find the size of Jupiter. So directly we can use the formula for size of the planet, right? Measuring the size of the planet. D is equal to, we know that D will be equal to alpha into capital D. So that is alpha is 35.72, pi is again 3.14, directly I am writing 3.14, divide by 180 into 60 into 60. This is value of alpha into value of D is 824.7 into 10 raised to 9. So let us multiply this by using calculator. Let us multiply. We have 35.72 into 3.14 into 824.7. So we get this as 92499.01 divided by 180 into 60 into 60, and that will be equal to 648,000, and here 10 raised to 9 is already there, right? Into 10 raised to 9. So now 92499.01 divided by 648,000 will give 0.1427 into 10 to the power 9. Let us shift 1 point on the right hand side. So this will be 1.427 into 10 to the power 9 minus 1. We have shifted 1 point to the right hand side, so minus 1. So this is equal to 1.427 is nearly 3, right? I am rounding up this into 10 to the power 8 meter. So your answer will be 1.43 into 10 to the power 8 meter. Or if you want, you can write this as, this is equal to, D is equal to 1.43 into 10 raised to 3 into, let us split, 10 raised to 5 into 10 raised to 3 kilometer, right? So 10 raised to 3 meter will be kilometer. So your answer will be 1.43 into 10 raised to 5 kilometer. So if you want to write in kilometer, you can convert it into kilometer. But if you want your answer in meter, it is also correct, right? You can keep your answer in meter also. But since in this question, the distance is given in kilometer, that's why we have written in kilometer. Otherwise, it depends on you whether you want to write in meter or in kilometer. Now the next example which we are going to discuss is solved example 2.2. Example 2.2. Quite simple one. You can solve yourself also, right? It is that simple. A man wishes to estimate the distance of the nearby tower. Question is quite lengthy. A man wishes to estimate the distance of nearby tower C from him. he stands at a point A in front of the tower. He stands at a point A in front of a tower C and spots a very distant object, let us say O. Let us say he is observing moon from that point in the line of sight, that is along with the tower he is observing the moon, and spots a very distant object O in line with C, and spots a very distant object let's say O in line with C. He then walks perpendicular to AC up to point B. He walks perpendicular to AC up to point B. Remember, we draw a figure to simplify all this thing, right? Up to a point B, a distance of 100 meter, and looks at point O again. B, a distance of 100 meter and looks at point O. Obviously, he will find that the point O is in line with him only, right? So the line of sight will remain same. And see, since O is, now I am not writing here, but the question is still there, that since O is very distant, the direction of OB will remain same, right? I'm not writing that here, otherwise the whole part will be completed by question only, right? So he walks and looks distance of 100 meter and looks at point O. So what you find that O and B and O and A, let us say this is our point C. This is point C, that is, this is point A. Here we have tower, here the point A is there, and person walks to point B perpendicular to AC. Initially he observed in this direction, here somewhere object O is there, right? Let us say he is observing moon in line with C. Here he is observing moon. Now when he will walk 100 meter and will stand at point B, again he will find moon in the same direction. So line of direction will remain same, right? If you are observing moon or point O from point A or from point B, you will find that as you walk 10 meter or 100 meter, the moon will also, you will find that moon is also walking with you, right? So here you can say that these two lines are almost parallel to each other. But when he will observe point C, you will see that the line of sight will change. The line of sight, that is the line of observation, will change. Initially he was looking vertically up, now he has to look little bit cross to see the C point, right? Here it is given that the angle made is theta. So this will also be theta. So this much he has to shift his observation from point O to C by an angle theta. So looks at point O, which is very distant. Since the O point is at very large distance, the line of observation from OA or BO is nearly same. But he finds that the line of sight of C, that is AC, and from B to C is shifted by angle theta, which is given as 40 degree. So directly I am writing here theta is given as 40 degree. Right, theta is given as 40 degree. Estimate the direction of C, that is tower C, from its original position. Estimate the distance of point C from its original position. We have to find this thing. This, let us say this is H, which we have to calculate. So here you can see that Quite simple example. Question is little bit complicated one. Otherwise, the example is very simple. You can consider this as right angle triangle. So from figure, tan theta will be opposite upon adjacent. Why we are taking tan? Because opposite we know and adjacent we have to calculate. Hypotenuse is unknown. So from figure, tan theta is equal to opposite AB over AC. Right, so therefore AC will be equal to AB by tan theta. So that is equal to. Now the value of AB here is 100 meter and tan 40. You have to remember the value of tan 40. Right, tan 45 is 1. So tan 40. So the value of tan 40 is 0.8391. You have to remember this, or otherwise it will be given to you, or we can easily see or find this from the table. So 100 divided by 0.8391. So therefore AC will be equal to, let us calculate this, 100 divided by 0.8391. So if you use calculator, 100 divided by 0.8391 will be equal to 119.17. So this will be equal to 119.17 meter. This will be the height of the tower. Now the next topic which we are going to discuss is range of length. Now in physics we come across a wide range of length in universe, right? So in day-to-day life we are coming across meter, kilometer and all that, right? So the length of universe, observable universe, which we can see is up to 10 raised to 26 meter. So we can measure maximum up to 10 raised to 26 meter, or we have measured up to 10 raised to 26 meter. On the other hand, the minimum measurement which we can measure is up to 10 raised to minus 14 meter, and this is nearly equal to the size of the nucleus, tiny nucleus, right? So in physics we come across this length, right? There is a large variation in the length from 10 raised to minus 14 meter to 10 raised to 26 meter. So the range of length we can say is up to 10 raised to 40 meter, right? Which we can measure, or we have measured. So the smallest length which we have measured is 10 raised to minus 14 meter, which is the size of the nucleus. And 10 raised to 26 meter, that is the universe which we can observe, observable universe, right? So these are the distance which we have measured. So while measuring distance, always meter, kilometer is not a useful unit. So apart from SI unit, we do have some different types of unit system to measure such distances, right? So in that case we can use different units depending on our calculation. So the smallest unit which we will come across is, the first one is 1 Fermi, which is written as 1 F, or you can write 1 femtometer, 1 Fermi, right? Which is actually equal to 10 raised to minus 15 meter. So while dealing with atomic physics or nucleus physics, meter is not an appropriate unit, because always we will come across radius of nucleus, radius of atom, that will be of the order of 10 raised to minus 10 meter, 10 raised to minus 15 meter. So when we are dealing with the distances of the order of 10 raised to minus 15 meter and so we will use Fermi or femtometer, you can say that 1 FM. Now while measuring the size of atom is approximately 10 raised to minus 10 meter. So always using 10 raised to minus 10 meter is not an appropriate way, or a more easier ways to convert it into another unit. So for that we have, the second one is 1 angstrom, which is equal to 1 angstrom and that is equal to 10 to the power minus 10 meter. 1 angstrom will be equal to 10 to the power minus 10 meter. This is our second. The third one is 1 astronomical unit. Astronomical unit, which is written as 1 AU. What is 1 astronomical unit? 1 astronomical unit is the average distance between Earth and the Sun. The average distance between Earth and Sun is known as 1 astronomical unit, and its value just now we have calculated. I think in last lecture we have calculated, right? So that is 1.496. If you remember, we have calculated this 1.496 into 10 to the power 11 meter into 10 to the power 11 meter. The fourth one is to measure the distance between stars from the Earth, right? The distance of a particular star from the Earth. We know that star is very far from us. So that distance is basically measured in terms of light year, right? So light year, fourth one is 1 light year, which is written as 1 LY, is equal to 9.46 into 10 to the power 15 meter. This is 1 light year. And the next one and the fifth one is 1 parsec. Now what is 1 parsec? 1 parsec is actually, if we consider that this is the astronomical unit, let us say the angle made by, let us write here, the distance at which the average radius of Earth's orbit makes or subtends an angle of 1 second is known as 1 parsec. Now, actually the average radius of Earth's orbit is actually the distance between Earth and the Sun, 1 AU, right? 1 AU is what is 1 astronomical unit, the average distance between Earth and Sun. So you can say that if this is the average radius of Earth's orbit, right? So this will be 1 AU, and this 1 AU, the distance at which this 1 AU will make angle of 1 second, and this distance will be 1 parsec. So obviously from this we can easily find the value of 1 parsec. We know that angle equal to arc over radius. So this is arc is 1 AU over 1 parsec, and the angle here is 1 second. So therefore 1 parsec will be equal to 1 AU over 1 second. Now the value of 1 astronomical unit is 1.496 into 10 to the power 11. So 1.496 into 10 to the power 11 over 1 second is 3.14 by 180 into 60 into 60. So if you simplify this, you will get 1.496 into 10 to the power 11 into 180 into 60 divided by 3.14. And if you will simplify this by using calculator, if you simplify this, your answer will be 3.08 into 10 to the power 3.08 into 10 to the power 16 meters. This is how we can find the value of 1 parsec. So you have to remember all this abbreviation or shortcut or all this unit, right? Suppose 1 Fermi equal to blank meter. So you should remember 1 Fermi is 10 raised to minus 15 meter.